Forget 18. Modern adulthood really starts in your mid-20s. You stop taking student loans out and start paying them back. Your car insurance drops at 25, and parents have to kick kids off their health insurance at 26. But it might not be as easy to kick them out of the basement.
We found that the way that people are organizing themselves into households has changed dramatically over time.
Igor Popov's the chief economist at Apartment List, which recently crunched census data to see who American 26-year-olds have lived with over the past 50 years.
It really gives a good idea of just how much the experience of the mid-20s has changed in the U.S.
The result is this mesmerizing year-by-year graphic that really drives that change home. So where are the 26-year-olds? We're breaking that graph down, starting with a big changer, living with a spouse.
Go back 50 years and look at 26-year-olds in the U.S., the vast majority of them lived with their spouse.
78%.
Fast forward to today, that number is far lower. And actually, there are more 26-year-olds today living with their parents than living with a spouse.
The year it flipped, 2015, when 28% of 26-year-olds lived with parents and only 26% lived with a spouse. The reasons?
People are living far longer together before they get married and are putting off marriage for longer. And housing prices have been going up, whether you're a renter or whether you're looking for that starter home. It's been getting harder to afford.
Which makes mom's pull-out couch look pretty good. Next, how many 26-year-olds are living alone?
From about the 60s to just before the financial crisis, it was becoming more and more common among young adults to live alone.
Just 3% of 26-year-olds lived alone in 1968. By the 1980s, that trended up to about 10% and stalled because everyone started moving to the same places. As populations explode in places like Phoenix, Las Vegas, and Austin, so do the rents.
In the cities where a lot of young adults are flocking for job opportunities, housing costs are so high that it is becoming almost too much of a luxury to live alone, to have the whole kitchen to yourself.
Here's a fun one to talk about with your grandma: living in sin with an unmarried partner.
This is basically something that in census data in 50 years has gone from a negligible fraction of the population to almost a fifth.
What used to be scandalous is now just the way things are.
Social norms around it have changed. Marriage gets postponed, but on the plus side, on the back end, divorce rates seem to be a bit lower for the millennial generation.
Finally, let's look at 26-year-olds living with a non-family roommate.
The fastest growing household type is roommate situations, where at least two of the household members are unrelated.
I blame Craigslist. The bottom line?
There's no such thing as a typical American household anymore.
Tracking the 26-year-olds at the top of the list.